Coruscant!
Whoa!
We're back!
Hey!
We're back to Coruscant! Oh my gosh!
Hey guys, welcome back to our reaction to Andor. Today we are reacting to episode 4. We weren't able to record our reaction as early as usual, so we're watching it the day it comes out. So it came out last night at midnight, but we're watching it during the daytime this time. So the lighting's a little different than usual. Really excited, we're enjoying the show, and it's interesting to observe the audience reaction to it, because a lot of people think that it's boring and they're not super into it.
Well, that's what some people have said.
Not everyone, but
not everyone, but
which is kind of strange to me, because I think it's really good. It's definitely different, and the tone is super unique for Star Wars, but it just really wasn't cool.
I think people are they've come to expect something specific out of Star Wars, and that is a very
familiar formula,
overt formula, and also commitment to fan service, especially in the past few years.
Well, that's just media, film in general.
Yeah,
movies and shows.
True. Yeah,
it's just been a trend lately.
And also, there's the element of Star Wars tends towards being family friendly, kid friendly. This show is a little bit more tonally serious. It's a little bit more real world-esque, and so that's an element that's kind of interesting. As far as maybe part of the reason why people said that is because they felt as though it was not consistent with what they expect out of the tone of Star Wars, but it definitely is excellently done. And I said this in our last reaction, that I feel as though it is almost like if Star Wars was directed by one of these, one of these renowned directors that you have come to expect always produce good things, like Denis Villeneuve, I think that's how you say it, or Alfonso Cuarón, or Christopher Nolan, or where they often will do thrillers and things like that. It feels more like if Star Wars was directed by one of those folks, you know what I mean? And it feels a lot like Rogue One, and Rogue One was kind of a departure, but also something that people loved. So I have a feeling that this is going to be that. It'll draw on people, probably. Yeah. And I think it was more of a loud minority that was oh, Star Wars is boring. The people who have the strongest opinions, the most fringe opinions, are always going to be the loudest. You know what I mean? So at least that is often the case. So yeah, we're loving this show. We're enjoying it. We're super excited to see what they have in store for us this episode. But before we get into it, we want to invite you to join our Patreon, where you get special perks such as early access, full-length reactions, the ability to vote in polls. We will continue to be adding in lots of other perks as well down the line. So if you want to support what we're doing for this channel and help us to grow, go ahead and visit the link in our description to visit our Patreon. But without further ado, let's get into this episode of Andor.
What's that? Med Nog. Just a sip.
Med Nog? Is that a new thing?
What?
Medical Nog?
I said I know you. I know the outside. I know what people tell me when I ask. The rest I imagine. I imagine your hate. I imagine that no matter what you do,
the dialogue in this is really good.
You'll ultimately die fighting these bastards. Wouldn't you rather give it all at once to something real than carve off useless pieces till there's nothing left?
What would we be doing?
His voice is chocolate gravel.
For an entire Imperial site.
Coruscant!
Whoa!
We're back!
Hey!
We're back to Coruscant! Oh my gosh!
Dude.
This is crazy. Oh wow.
Oh, here she is.
This is the first time since the prequels.
This character.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Coruscant in Obi-Wan, but that was a flashback to prequels. We've never seen Coruscant in the Imperial era.
Wow.
I'm so excited. Oh gosh.
Building.
To increase across the Ryloth sector.
Ryloth.
Ryloth. I'm so excited.
Our Blackline budget.
Proactive measures, sir. There's an increase in construction shipments going to Scarif, sir.
Scarif.
Everything we recognize. Wow, shaven with a knife.
Think of a name.
Clem.
For the next 5 days, you'll be Clem.
Kyber.
Celebrates the uprising against the Rakatan invaders.
I love it. Oh, I love it.
Don't take less than 50,000 for it.
That's the second Kyber crystal necklace that they've
my word.
shown us. And I'm all for it, and I want one. I want a Kyber crystal necklace.
You should get some.
It looks so cool.
With real Kyber crystals.
Yes.
I like hearing that. The vigilance.
Nice poncho.
I count on
Robe
your
thing.
discipline.
Bro. He's so tempted. He could just leave.
Now, like this. 5 months in, just plug in some new person. It'll tear the team apart.
Well, that's not much of a team, is it?
Are you giving me a choice here?
Yeah. You take him, we'll call it off. I was planning to
That's
shut
no
you down.
choice.
The next 3 days, if for any reason... Look at me! You wanted to lead. This is what he comes to. Mission.
This guy is
And if he's
the force
Well, that's
I
the
love him.
advantage of renting.
behind the rebellion
He's
right now.
disposable.
I love him.
I'm really, really excited to hear his story. To get his...
Don't you love him?
Yeah. I just like looking at him. I like his
It's
face.
just so comforting, and you just
Well-
know that he's got.
Well, he's screaming at this woman and he's comforting.
Yeah. I don't know. You just know he's got it figured out.
Yeah, he seems in control of the situation. Yeah.
Items that the Imperial inspectors
They're taking
have
over?
time to inventory.
Yeah, because they
Holo-certified receipts
couldn't
of
keep
said
control
items
of what was
and
going on.
certify confirmation of the official ISB after action.
It's like the
report
feds coming in
containing
for the
Yeah,
local police.
in Imperial
Said
Bureau
Felix's
of Investigation.
Yeah.
Or wait, Imperial Security Bureau,
No,
sorry.
you will not waste further Imperial time reading
IBI.
the reports.
FBI, yeah, sorry.
Well, exactly.
Imperial
Shh.
Security Bureau.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
It's of incredulous disaster.
He
It's the prize.
tried so hard.
I know.
Deputy Inspector Khan.
The Milana system is under permanent Imperial authority. Congratulations on that.
Nice. Man, this show is so good.
Yikes.
Like, they're just hitting every... Like, you can just tell they're hitting every right note in setting different things up.
Is he gonna cry?
Against the garrison!
Save your wind! This is a long walk.
Hey, hold on.
I love the scenery
I know.
and the lenses.
It's so good.
The colors,
Yeah.
so pretty. Woo!
Boy.
They won't be back today.
Beautiful.
Come on.
I just love the distortion on the edges.
I know.
It's just so pleasing.
I know.
It says 5 dead. 1 local and 4 primo.
Ensign retrieved a sealed Imperial NS-9 Starpath unit from the site.
Why are they looking for this?
Orbiting Coruscant.
It's connected.
Controls. Landing protocol.
What happened with the box is under their authority. So now they get to intervene on this other thing because it wasn't under their jurisdiction. But now because it involves this box, now they have jurisdiction to intervene as well.
That's the best feeling. I do that when I
Oh my gosh.
wash my face.
He's putting on a wig.
Bro. That's just cool. Espionage.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
This is great.
I love it.
I always assumed these were flashbacks.
His wig looks so real.
Yeah.
He's putting on his character.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Wow. Oh, so good.
Dude, he's awesome.
Drove them south. There's an enterprise
This is so
zone in
pretty.
the lowlands.
While you were sleeping, they came in, slit everybody's throat. Fall asleep on watch, they're gonna put your head on a pike for a laugh. You better think what you're gonna say, because she's coming down now.
Subtle name drop of Saw Gerrera, which we know from the trailer he'll be in this, so.
This This is so pretty. Where are they shooting? Like New Zealand?
No idea. He looks cool.
We've had a stroke of luck. He's been able to fight his way free. He'll give us critical redundancy in all areas.
No one's happy to see him.
Yeah, maybe they're just very suspicious
Yeah.
of anybody on the outside.
Yeah.
You know, like anybody they don't immediately know to trust.
Is he gonna go rogue? He's going down into Coruscant.
The
Down
underworld.
to the depths. He always has this look on his face like he just dropped his ice cream cone and it's melting everywhere.
Mother.
Whoa.
Mommy!
Wow.
What the heck?
He's like, I don't need this right now. He said, Mother.
He's committed. I'm feeling that.
Vel.
I trust him.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
She's gotta convince them.
I
She
think,
doesn't
well,
know
she
herself.
trusts Luthen.
Yeah. That's the only reason she's agreed
Exactly.
to
Senator Mon Mothma's here.
this. Hey!
Mon Mothma!
New driver.
This is his, like, storehouse of all
Senator,
interesting things.
What
Oh
a
my gosh.
pleasure to see you.
You as well, Luthen. Sorry to be so late.
It's so good to see her back.
So, a gift for your husband.
Yes, it's his day of days. It's a Chandrilan custom.
I feel like that we've never really known a lot about her.
Yeah.
She's
He has
kind of
an
been in the
interest
background.
military
Yeah.
artifacts.
Totally.
Yes.
So
let's
it's
start
interesting.
With the oldest one. It's a Udapawan monk cudgel.
She's looking for a gift for her husband.
Right, in many places, a treasure for the true aficionado.
May I show you something?
It's like a antique store
I'm trying to.
Like samurai armor.
that has Starkiller's helmet from The Force Unleashed.
Really?
Yeah.
1,000 years old.
You can't deliver, I need to know.
Do you think I'm not trying?
Oh, yeah. So good.
Oh my gosh.
It's just getting very dangerous to move it around everywhere. There's a new spy
Dude.
every day at the Senate. I visit the
The
bank.
Senate.
They're all new for feel under siege.
Dude.
Oh, this is great.
I have many mouths to feed. I can only forage.
I
so long.
am the Senate.
Someone who? To bring into the circle? No.
I know
The
what I'm asking.
Circle.
Whoa.
Why don't you take this on loan?
May I?
If your husband doesn't love it,
She just like
Yeah, I know.
got back into
Oh,
character again.
so
Choice.
cool.
Leia, can we have this wrapped for the senator?
Oh my gosh.
His little cheesy smile. Beautiful.
So cool.
What would Padme think in a world like this?
She never had to see this happen.
He's here now? Where?
Getting cleaned up.
And we've no say in this?
It's not a vote.
Just
Dude,
like
everyone's so mad.
Put in the works.
Wow, the contrast between the gritty, like dirty,
Yeah.
like hiding in nature and the like high society,
Yeah.
rich people, senator.
Seriously.
It's so
I
interesting.
love this set design. I saw it in the trailer and I love it so much.
It's so cool.
With the white bonsai trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So cool
Oh my
looking.
gosh, so
It's
pretty.
beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I just got a flashback to Dune
Yeah.
What's all this?
with that beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
scene.
Dinner for the governor. I added it a month ago after we discussed it.
Typical married
Remember?
life things.
I remember you wearing me down.
Ooh, pretty.
Slime more from the Vizier's
Pretty
private
table setting.
chamber?
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
Those
Can't
bowls.
be serious. These
Yeah.
people hate me. You shouldn't have invited them without making sure I was aware.
Well, it's a bit late to cancel. But at your pleasure.
Don't seat them near me.
Oh, I've taken care of that. You're at the boring end of the table. These people are fun.
Oh, are they? Are they fun?
Wow.
Oh, we should find some Gorman guests for tonight and see how amused they are. Your fun friends just cut off their shipping lanes yesterday.
There's rumor you bought me a present.
It's going back.
Must everything be boring and sad?
Yikes.
Bro.
Oh, wow.
Imagine 50 meteor showers all at once, but like a curtain being pulled across the sky.
It's billions of crystals. very heavy but small and unstable. As
Whoa.
the planet passes through the belt, they swarm the atmosphere, heat up, and explode.
Let's get to it.
Nice cut.
Speak. The star part
Speak.
that was recovered at the stolen item has great
Imperial
value, sir, particularly to
competition.
the rebels. Tracing its theft might expose activity in my sector. It is my feeling that this is part of an ongoing effort to steal proprietary Imperial equipment in anticipation of an organized rebellion.
We act on vetted and verified information. Alert me when this materializes into something more definite. Until then, confine future activities
Lol.
to your sectors. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Government probs.
Yeah.
You got a problem? Can't do anything about it until it's actually real
You have
and
two
actually
sectors
terrible.
to supervise.
Well, in this case, we want them to not do anything.
Well, I know
I will
that's
admit you to
exactly
the
like
traditional viewpoint of
that's
this
the good
office
side of
and
it.
its
Yeah.
staffing. There's a
She
high bar
knows.
for your performance. Unfair, perhaps. Potentially the foundation of a uniquely superior career.
Does she come from good breeding or something?
Competent and tucked away. That's why you're here.
Thank you, sir.
We're done.
Everyone has their motivations. And
Yeah.
So good.
Everything's obvious just from facial expressions, really.
Mm-hmm. They're all depending on him.
You'll eat, you'll let Cinta check the bandage, and you'll have learned all that by morning.
Feeling the pressure.
Don't tell me.
Why?
No.
What the heck?
No. Give me another episode.
Dang it.
Come on.
Damn it.
Stop.
I'm so annoyed.
Oh gosh.
I need more.
Oh no. Why? It stops right in the middle. Ugh. I'm so annoyed. Man, I don't even know what to say about this show except that I am so fond of it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Except that, like, I settle into it, and especially in this episode more than even the other ones, like, I settle into it and I just feel like I trust every scene to be interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
you
settle
can
into it and I'm just like, I don't like, there's no lagging. There's no like moment where it's like, all right, you know what I mean? Like take it or leave it. It's like every scene is interesting.
Just
you know?
relax and enjoy.
Yeah. And
the
it's
show.
just, it's so easy to be interested in it. I feel like to just like kind of get the little nuances and complexities and kind of like just think about it for a while you're watching, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel so good. and yeah, I'm very happy to have this show because it takes what I love about more serious like historical films and it blends it with my favorite intellectual property, which is Star Wars. You know, it's a merging of like two genres that I love. So
just all the details are there and you can tell like it's so intentional and like well, like there's care put into everything, you know.
Yeah.
The writing is great, the pacing is good. You know, again, there's still like people saying that it's boring, but I think it just depends on what do you mean by boring, because we were talking about this earlier. I think of boring as like we think of it as like, oh, if something's boring, it's not really worth your time. But I feel like some people, when they say boring in reference to this, they're just saying that it's too slow for them, or like it's not as like, I don't know, like exciting all the time that as they want it to be. I don't know, but I think that the pacing is really good. It's suspenseful without being like explosions with every scene.
Yeah.
And it keeps you interested because there's a lot of like, again, there's a lot of subtlety in the writing, like a lot of just the dialogue is really good.
Lots of characters and lots of interactions that like are about like, this is our like protocol and this is like, I'm taking over your jurisdiction and yes, we are, lots riding on this and you have to be quiet and you know what I mean? And then moments of no dialogue, like Luthen putting on his wig and stuff like that, and it's like, they're doing perfect show don't tell, where
Yeah,
you're
but
just getting a
everything is-
sense of the internal reality of these characters without them having to say anything.
Yeah, everything like pushes forward the characters, like like develops them.
Yeah.
And you can see like everyone's motivations and their like fears and their like the reason why everyone's doing what they're doing and stuff. And so it's just like, and then obviously you have the visuals, they're beautiful. Cinematography is really nice.
And the score. I mean, it's like everything feels top tier.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing where it's like, this is not very good. But like everything is like super nice. Like, yeah, the sets, wherever they're shooting in the nature spots, really pretty.
And the set design on Coruscant.
Set design.
Coruscant looks great, by the way. Like seeing
costuming.
Coruscant not in prequel, CGI and stuff like that, but seeing like Coruscant for what it can be in a modern sense is so cool. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want more.
So basically, what happened to the villain from the last episode, the guy, the agent?
He went home to mommy.
He just went home to mama, which makes me think like, okay, they're doing more with that character, which I'm like, that pleases me because I want some carryover from the last 3 episodes as far as like the characters that they built up and stuff. And then as far as Luthen goes,
Love him.
I thought he was a senator from the trailers, but I suppose not. He seems more like high up in high society.
Just kind of an elite guy.
Yeah, exactly. And so his interaction with Mon Mothma is interesting. And then you've got some like marital drama between
We're getting
Mon
to know
Mothma
her
and
a lot more than we ever did. I always felt like she was kind of like, I mean, she's cool because she's like part of the rebellion and she's like doing stuff and being cool, but I just felt like she was kind of just like a person that was just there. Like I didn't really feel connected to her. Or,
well,
like, I
she
didn't really
shows
know
up.
Her.
So she shows up in Rebels.
Yeah.
In Rogue One, and in the OG trilogy, and in the background of the prequels. But
I'm feeling like I'm actually like understanding her more.
She's more of a leader character where she just kind of is there.
She's that like archetype. She's just like moving things forward. And
yeah, like she is a force moving things forward. But in this case, it's showing her internal world. And yeah, it's really cool to get a little bit more on her character. I wonder if we'll see Bail Organa, because he was in, Obi-Wan. So I wonder if we'll see him. And of course, all of it is running alongside of Rebels.
Yeah.
So if we do see Bail Organa, maybe, again, this is like, maybe we'll get a mention of Fulcrum, of something having to do with Ahsoka, because he's running the front, again, like it's all like these different rebel cells across the galaxy that in the next 5 years, they're going to be a united alliance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which is what this what's-her-name girl is seeing. She's seeing the patterns start to emerge of all the different people.
And of course, Saw Gerrera's partisans have been, like his cell is called the Partisans, and they've been around since the Bad Batch, since day 1. You have his group of rebels, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's so cool to be able, I love what they're doing in this era of Star Wars where they are, since post sequels, between everything that they're doing with Mando, Book of Boba Fett, filling in the rest of the Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi, like they're filling in all of these gaps to just give you so much more context for everything. And it's so cool to be able to like, when you watch, it enhances the movies in such an amazing way, because now every time you go back to watch A New Hope and you're introduced to the rebellion, the Rebel Alliance for the first time, you're going to have all of this history to look back on. In the same way that like when you watch The Mandalorian Season 2 or Book of Boba Fett, like it's not as meaningful for you if you haven't seen Clone Wars or Rebels or things like that. But now they're able to do that even more so for all of the stuff that George Lucas did. You know what I mean? The fact that we're seeing Coruscant again, you know what I mean? It like everything they do in the present just enhances the originals, in my opinion. You know?
Well, yeah. It's making this era of the timeline so like
so rich
and so like just even more interesting.
Yeah.
Which in contrast makes the sequels seem so much more pale in comparison.
Yeah, I know.
So I hope they do what they're doing for this time period they like tie it into the later periods, which will hopefully make the movies feel better.
They're kind of doing that a little bit with Mandalorian.
Yeah, they have Luke and they're filling in his story and stuff. And I just hope they keep doing stuff like that will maybe
but that's still
redeem some of those moments that are frustrating.
That's still such a long time before.
Yeah.
The thing is, okay, this is what I'm realizing. This is what I feel like with the sequels, and we don't have to talk about the sequels, you know, for very long, but I feel like the sequels need their own prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Because the OG trilogy are not the prequels to the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Too much time passed and the characters are too different that they need their own prequel story for them to feel like they make sense. You know what I mean?
We need 6 1/4, 6 1/2, 6 3/4.
They're kind of doing that with Mandalorian a little bit, so we'll see where they take that. But all I'm saying is that I just love that, like, especially the Rebellion era is really rich. Like, so like before this, all we had was before this year, really, all we had was Rebels, or before the past few years. But now we have Jedi Fallen Order, which is great. We have Bad Batch, we have Obi-Wan, we have, no, Mando is post-Rebels era. We have Bad Batch, we have Obi-Wan, and we have this, and we have Rogue One, and it's like when all these things of like, all of the period of the Empire, which is mostly like the crux of Star Wars, at least the most interesting period of Star Wars to me, in my opinion, is post-Clone Wars Empire era, because the Clone Wars is really setting up everything that's coming to come in the Empire area. Empire era. So anyway, this kind of thing is my cup of tea.
So now's the time where you let us know what you think. Leave your comments below and tell us your thoughts about this episode, how you're feeling about the show as it's progressing. What do you think about our thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's have a convo.
Where do you think it's going?
Yeah,
that's a really important
question.
Tell us
your predictions.
Yeah.
And please like this video if you liked it and subscribe for more content like this.
Don't forget to visit our Patreon.
Yes, join the Patreon party. And yeah, have a great day and
see you next week.
I don't know what
we'll see you for Rings of Power on Friday. But until then, wait. Besides that, see you next week.
Oh, I thought you were waiting to do it.
Okay. May the Force be with you.
Oh.
May the Force be with you. All right. So long.